I know I haven't been on YouTube in a long time, and I'm sorry for that. I just been focusing on my mentorship, focusing on my signals group. Just been focusing on life, just getting myself on track, making sure these payouts are going through, making sure my trading's on point, making sure my life is intact, right? Um, but I promised myself that I was going to get back into the YouTube, get back active, get back, going. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm back to dropping breakdowns, chart breakdowns on YouTube, um, and really get back active. So I appreciate y'all for still staying subbed. But let's get it, man. So today, I called out a EU sell here today, on EU. So two things happened today. So when I first called this trade, it went 20 pips, and then I had moved to BE on most of my accounts. So when I go to break even, I typically do that to protect people's you know capital, right? 'Cause when you call a trade out, other people are getting in. You want to protect their capital. So I initiated a break even. I initiated people to get break even just because, before news, this was what PPI. It was uncertain that this could happen, right? Only because of the fact that it's news. But in the same token, some people held, right, and I told some people, if you want to hold, you can. If you want to hold the news, you can. If you do, just make sure that you have lower risk. Like, if you're going to hold the trade, lower your risk. All right, so that's kind of how that went. And then a lot of people held the trade, and a lot of people caught this original move down for, what's this? How much it died? I think it died about, died 53 pips. All right, so 53 pip drop here. Clean move. Very easy to catch. So let's talk about the setup. All right, so this was the move, right? And before we even get into the actual meat and potatoes of the setup, I want to basically talk about how we got to the setup. All right, so overall, EU was bearish for the most part, bearish. We had continuation, a lot of lower highs being created here, a lot of order flow going to the downside. So that was the first thing I saw. Second thing, I did see that this order block that was created here, wick this out, grab that liquidity into another FEG, create a strong displacement here, and then it also created another FEG right here, right? And this FEG is what created the EU sell. All right, so this is what created the more bearishness of the EU. So once price came up, grab buy side liquidity, right? So as it's buying, it grabbed liquidity not only here but also over here. All right, so it grabbed all that liquidity, sweeping all the buy side into the FEG. Ran to the FEG, more displacement, more strong displacement happened here. And then the 1 hour, right here, we had a beautiful BPR setup. So BPRs are just typically two FEGs that overlap, right? So me personally, the way I trade, I love BPRs. Probably one of my favorite setups, or one of my favorite confirmations, is BPRs. I believe, to me, they're stronger than just normal FEGs. I think when you have the balanced price range cross over, two FEGs cross and intersect each other, I think that's a very strong probability of you having a high, winning that trade, So when I see BPRs form, I get excited, right? Because I know that these are very strong confirmations. So I saw a BPR here form, which is just a FEG, an old FEG, and then a new FEG created inside the old FEG, right? So basically, this is what creates the BPR. Price runs into it right here. We get a nice entry, bang, and then sell side liquidity's there. And that was pretty much the trade. Nothing much to it. Didn't overthink it, nothing like that. It was just pretty much liquidity grab. Letting me know that price took out buy side, so we don't really have a reason to go higher anymore. Has strong displacement, creating that BPR. BPR formed. Price runs into the BPR. Gives it a nice little rejection. Price dies from it, and then sell side liquidity is resting there. So this was pretty much very simple trade. That's it really wasn't much to it. It wasn't nothing crazy, you know, like it was really that simple. Like there's really nothing else to talk about here. Other than that, like you could also look at like it was in premium discount. So actually, if I think I went to higher time frame, I don't even think this trade even made it into premium. It didn't. It didn't even make it in there. But only reason why I didn't really need premium here, because the overall of this whole entire thing, like if I measure from the actual move that dropped all this down to the bottom, then you'll actually see that like price ran into premium up here. So once price ran into premium of the whole entire PD array, then anything below that is probably going to continue down to go down to sell side liquidity. So once price kind of already did what it had to do in the premium section, price strong displacement created here, and then we had a beautiful BPR formed, and then we seen this right here get rejected, and that was just as simple as that. Like simple as that. And then we had another thing too is like when you see candles coming into a area, point of interest, if the body closes outside of it, typically that's a strong indication that it's holding up strongly. Like for example, if price would have came into this BPR and the candle would have actually closed inside of here, then that could be a sign of weakness of your entry. But since price came into it and the actual body of the candle kind of closed right at the opening, that kind of shows that there's some type of power there. There's some type of like price holding it up. Like there's some type of importance there. Basically, like price is saying like, okay, it's something here that's stopping it from going higher, right? When the body of the candle closes outside of your area. So that's another little tip on how you know if it's gonna most likely work out or not, is when you look at the candles and see how they're closing. Are they closing inside of your entry? Are they closing outside of your entry? How are the bodies? Because wicks are just the damage, right? Wicks are just the damage. Wicks are just basically like it does the dirty work. Like wicks are just trying to get people out, get people scared, things like that. But the closure of the candle, when the candle actually closes, how does it close? It closes below our point of interest. So that is another reason why this trade was so clean. But like I said, this was called out in the signals room. Currently we're on a 15. No, I'm lying. We're currently on a 14 trade win streak. Lost one trade all summer. It was just going crazy in there. And everything's just going right. So that's pretty much the breakdown on EU. Hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown, and until then, see you in the next one.